Hello everyone, the Kentucky Patriot here. Back in my chair. We kind of moved around a little bit in the last couple of videos, and hopefully before winter time we'll try to make it out, Lord willing, to the range this fall. I've got another video in mind, hopefully we'll get to do. But I'm, like I said, back here in my chair tonight, and I want to thank you for watching. I know we're a small channel, but we're very appreciative of the views we get. I know everybody's busy, and for you to take time out to watch our videos and comment and give us feedback, we really enjoy making these, and we really enjoy hearing from you. And if you've watched this channel any at all, you know that we're just country folks. We're just hillbillies. So if I pronounce your name wrong, I apologize. I'll do my best, but it's certainly unintentional if I pronounce it wrong. But there's a gentleman by the name of Jack Hahn that had commented in our last video about carrying one in the chamber revisited, and I guess he's carried one in the chamber. He's really been training and drawing and holstering, and he made a comment on there about safety. I guess he's really carrying one in the chamber and doing great, and we commend him for that. Appreciate him watching and commenting. But after he stated that, he left basically a question about magazines and asked me how do we carry fully loaded, partially loaded, half loaded, or do we rotate the magazines? And this is my response basically. There's a gentleman on YouTube by the name of Paul Harrell. We've been a long time subscriber. I really admire his channel. I really appreciate the videos he puts out. And he done one just on that, on spring contention and magazine, does it weaken over time? And basically after the end of the video, the answer was no. So with modern technology, with the way they make magazines now, pretty much you can feel pretty confident carrying a full magazine and not worry about the compression strength of the spring. But here's the thing, I would just kind of look at your magazine and whatever you feel comfortable with, because as we said in other videos, anything mechanically can fail. And if a spring is, and that's what they're made to do, is compress, we understand that. But if you carry for long periods of time, for years, and you feel comfortable with changing out your spring or changing out your magazine, or then I would certainly do so. Or here's something else, a lot of it depends on your gun. If you carry a small gun, and you don't want to sacrifice the rounds or something, maybe you want to carry fully loaded, or it's totally up to you. But just like, for instance, what I carry a lot of times is this M&P. This is a compact gun in .40 caliber, so it's not a full size. But even this compact here is 10-in-1, so that's 11 rounds, which is quite a bit for self-defense. It really is. But if you thought, well, I'm kind of got a concern about magazine compression, I'm only going to load 9-in-1 or 8-in-1. That's still several rounds if it'd make you feel better. Also, it kind of goes to the ammo too. It's how you store it, what you do with it. I think there's a lot of factors that play into that. Just like ammo, again, Mr. Harrell, give him a shout out. He done a great job on this too, and he done a video on will old ammo still fire, basically, or how old is too old for ammo. And he basically said ammo will keep for years and years and years, and I found that to be true also in my experience. My grandpa had some ammo, and he told me and my dad, he said, we need to get that out and shoot it. I've had it for a long time. He said it may not even fire. And we went and got that ammo, and we got to laughing. He didn't even realize how old that ammo was, but he bought it at a store here in my hometown that had went out of business over 30 years ago. So we don't know exactly when he bought it, but we know at least had to be 30 years ago. We still had the sticker and the price tag on the box of ammo. And we laughed, but he had handgun calibers, .357. He had rimfire .22. He had shotgun. He had rifle calibers. So we was going to go out and just fire them to see if they worked. We did not have one malfunction. Every round fired. But my papaw kept him in a controlled environment, always in a safe or in a closet-like atmosphere. He didn't keep them in the garage or in the attic where it gets hot or cold. And I think that is really what will affect more than actually, you know, the time is how you treat your weapon. And you know, so if you really take care of your weapon and concealed carry, and you clean it and take care of the magazine and everything, I personally, honestly, really do believe if you carry full magazines, that you will be fine. Here's the thing, though: we don't know, you know, what elements, conditions. If you're outside a lot, if you work outside where there's rain and snow or big temperature changes, you go outside. And like it is here in Kentucky, it can be 100 degrees in the summer and 0 in the winter. So what can happen is when you start taking guns in and out, ammo and springs and stuff, and if you get dirty, if you're out working, you get sweaty. Depends how you carry it inside the waistband. I think actually those factors will play more into it than the spring itself. But I'll say this: I think in our state they used to. I guess they still do. But the state police change their gun every 5 years. They trade them out and get new guns. If there's nothing wrong with the old ones, they just get new ones in, and they auction off the old ones. Well, I think that's a pretty good idea, really. 5 years for your carry gun, not your range gun, but something you're going to depend your life on. And I'm not saying magazine springs won't last longer than that or won't be dependable longer than that. But you know, after several years, it may be a good idea to get you a new magazine. Magazines are cheap, so I'd rather spend $20, $30 every 5 years and just have a little more peace of mind. I'm not saying that they won't, but you know, if you're going to keep something compressed for 5 years, maybe you know, that could be an option for you. But the ammo, I think, is really more critical than the spring. Because like I stated, the ammo won't really go bad. It really won't, as long as it's in a controlled environment. But again, if you're not in a controlled environment, if you go from indoors to a real humid climate, to indoors to a real cold climate, to indoors to, you know, extremely hot, windy, sandy, breeze blowing, you know, you're out on a dirt country road or something, or if you live on a gravel road, you know, and I think those elements would actually play into it. But me personally, Mr. Hahn, to answer your question, I agree with Paul Harrell. I don't think that spring compression is really that big of an issue. But having said all of that, I do not carry a full magazine. I sure don't. Even if it's just 1 or 2 rounds, just to give that spring a little bit of, you know, that's what I do. And again, I'm not saying anybody is wrong for carrying full mags. That's what they're designed for. Now, if I go to the range, I load them full and shoot them. But I'm talking about my carry gun, and I assume that was what you were talking about too. Not the range or anything, but just carry guns. I do not carry mine on a full mag, even though I think you would be fine. My wife's the same way. She does not carry on a full mag. So so basically what I'm trying to say is, if you do and you feel comfortable with it, I wouldn't worry too much about it. If you don't, I wouldn't worry too much about it. And then rotating, as you mentioned, I think is an excellent idea. But I would rotate my ammo probably sooner than I would my magazine. Magazine maybe 5, 6 years, 7 years, whatever you feel comfortable with. But ammo a lot sooner than that. There's people that are way more conservative than me that want it changed a lot sooner. A lot of people say you don't have to worry about it. You know, climate don't affect bullets that much. But again, this is what you depend your life on. I recommend, if you're talking I know it's expensive. You know, box of shells is expensive, but for the critical duty or the PDX1 or whatever you're running. But I pretty much on ammo, I like every year for your ammo. You know, your carry ammo, every year, switch it out. Just go to the range, fire it, and then buy you some new, and every year switch it out. So didn't mean to make the video too long, but I thought if I tried to comment, I was trying to condense my comments, and I thought it's going to be easier just to make a video. So Mr. Hahn, thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments. I hope that this answered your question. I hope it helps you and others too. May God bless you. We appreciate you again, all of our viewers and all the comments that we get. And may God bless you, the Kentucky Patriot. Signing off.